Do you often find yourself scrolling through your Instagram feed without even realizing when you took out your phone from your pocket? While sitting for that doctor's appointment, suddenly you notice that you've been browsing through the pictures unconsciously with so many different thoughts running inside your mind. One could arguably say that this is nothing but just an example of absent minded behavior. But is it though? The answer lies in understanding the various processes of the brain behind habit formation and how we can develop new and healthy habits by tricking our minds. Every habit has three parts, and scientists call it the habit loop. The first part of the habit is the cue, a trigger that tells your brain to go into an automatic mode and let a behavior unfold. A cue can be a location, a time of day, people, or an emotional state. For example, some people crave sugar when depressed. Also, that famous Chinese restaurant you pass by every day for work can be a strong cue to crave Chinese food. Then there is the routine, which is the behavior itself. Cue becoming a regular at the Chinese restaurant is the next phase. A routine can be mental or physical, like biting your nails or smoking. And then at the end of the habit, there is a reward. Something that your brain likes and stores it in the memory, like eating a chocolate or listening to music. Very often, people or even animals would make decisions in the thinking parts of the brain. But as these decisions become more and more automatic, like how a rat learns to run through a maze or how people learn to recognize that there's cookie in the cookie box, as a key gets established with a routine, the brain starts working less and less. In fact, the brain can almost shut down because the thinking parts of the brain go to sleep when a habit is occurring. It is amazing when you think about it because you can do these incredibly complex activities like riding a bicycle without being aware of it at all. It is because of the capacity of the brain to take a behavior and turn it into an automatic routine. Essentially, habits hijack this existing system in our brain by helping us connect certain behaviors with specific rewards. Every time we engage in a behavior, it leads to a certain outcome, like eating a cookie causing us to feel full. Eventually, we're not even thinking about the motivation behind the action. We're just performing the action because something triggered the now automatic behavior. Take, for example, the simple act of driving a car. Everyone will remember their first nervous experience of learning to drive a car. The simple act of backing the car from the driveway would increase our heartbeat and make us sweat uncontrollably. But once the habit is formed, we don't even know how to concentrate on the act of driving. We can literally do mathematical calculations while driving a car. Unless, of course, another car drives by recklessly, disturbing your balance on the road, and you can't hold back your habit of showing your command of the French language. Martial artists don't try to defend punches by blocking. They defend by getting closer and keeping their eyes open. It's natural to turn away and stay out of harm's way. So whether it's defense or doing a proper armbar, martial arts is about training responses. Training habits that are unnatural until they become natural. When you do this in repetition, hundreds, even thousands of times over and over, years and years of training to develop muscle memory, you start to develop movement without thought. It makes you faster and more effective. You train reflexes that don't involve your higher conscious parts of the brain. When people tie their shoes or brush their teeth, they always use the exact same cue and do it exactly the same every time they do it. They always tie their right shoes first or the left shoe first, or they brush the upper teeth first or the lower teeth first without even being aware of it. It is known from studies that if you're on a vacation and all the cues are different, you'll brush your teeth differently or tie your shoes differently. Because once the cue changes, the habit is broken up. That is why changing a habit on a vacation is always recommended. If you want to quit smoking, you should do it while you're on a vacation. Yeah, right. Our brain acts like a reward detector. As we go about our life, our sensory nervous system continues to look out for actions to satisfy our desires and deliver pleasure. Feelings of pleasure and disappointment are part of the feedback mechanism that helps our brain to distinguish useful actions from others. Rewards close this feedback loop and complete the habit cycle. Learning the habit loop and tricking our brain by experimenting with reward can be very beneficial to adopt new good habits. The act of running in itself becomes a big reward to the mind when all those feel-good endorphins are released at the end of a 5-kilometer run that leaves you craving for your next run. Music also serves as a reward and trick the mind into making running a habit. So wearing your earphones while running with your favorite playlist on is a very good stimulus towards making running a habit. To further add to your reward, you can promise yourself a nice hot shower after the run, post your daily mileage on social media, or you can always treat yourself a nice healthy drink. All kinds of behaviors are driven by the desire to solve a problem. Sometimes the problem is that you notice something good and you want to obtain it. Sometimes the problem is that you're experiencing pain and you want to relieve it. Either way, the purpose of every habit is to solve the problems you face. If you guys are new to the channel, then I do encourage you to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single video on our channel. As well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button below. We make content on a wide range of subjects and you can even suggest us the topics you want us to cover in the comment section below.